Perez, the man accused of gunning down a Mobile police officer, expected on trial this month. It's going to be the first death penalty case tried in Mobile County in nearly 6 years.
And prosecutors have tried some capital murder cases over the last few years, but the DA's office has taken the death penalty in those cases off the table. Fox News' Brendan Kirby now joining us here in studio at the News Center with more on this.
And Brendan, Perez could face the ultimate punishment if found guilty.
Yeah, that's right, Lenise and Byron. And as you mentioned, it will be the first death penalty trial in Mobile since 2018. It'll also be the first capital murder trial under a law passed by the state legislature in 2017 that puts sentencing solely in the hands of jurors. Previously, judges had the power to override the recommendations of juries. It's been a while since Mobile County had a death penalty trial. A jury convicted Christopher Knapp in 2018 of capital murder in the death of a toddler, but a judge accepted the jury's recommendation and sentenced him to life in prison without possibility of parole. To find the last death sentence, you have to go back to 2017 when a judge sentenced Jamal Jackson to the death penalty for fatally stabbing a woman 32 times. He later committed suicide on death row. Mobile County District Attorney Keith Blackwood says death penalty cases have been on hold since the COVID-19 pandemic disrupted jury trials in 2020.
And even when we started jury trials again, we had so many protocols, so many things that we had to do differently that it would have just been impossible to try a case of that magnitude.
The DA's office nearly tried a death penalty case in 2022, but prosecutors reached a plea bargain with defendant Marquise Caldwell on the eve of trial. He pleaded guilty to capital murder in exchange for a life sentence. There are 7 death penalty cases pending in Mobile County, including Marco Antonio Perez, who's set to go on trial this month in the 2019 shooting death of Mobile police officer Sean Tudor. Historically, Mobile County has been one of the most active death penalty jurisdictions in the state. Only 2 other Alabama counties have more people on death row than Mobile County. And it ranks among the top 40 counties in the country in total death penalty cases since 1972, according to the Death Penalty Information Center. But DA Blackwood says his approach is to reserve the death penalty only for the most heinous offenses. That includes reevaluating cases already in the pipeline. For instance, he withdrew the state's intention to seek death against Shane Marceau in a Coden double murder case from 2020.
Death penalty is something that is not to be taken lightly. It is a penalty, I believe, is necessary for an ordered society, and so I firmly support it. But it's not something that that needs to be used just because it's a tool that we have to hold someone accountable.
Perez is due back in court on Wednesday for a hearing to determine whether the defense can present evidence about Officer Tudor's work disciplinary history. Jury selection is set for next week, but it'll probably be toward the end of the month before we see opening statements. Reporting live from the News Center, Brendan Kirby, Fox 10 News.